Morning, and welcome to All People's Church Unitarian Universalist. My name is Lori McKitka, and I am your co-celebrant this morning. Our minister, Lori King Nelson, is not in the pulpit every week, and this morning we welcome Laura Wooten. Laura Wooten is a lifelong seeker, approaching life with curiosity and always ready to try something new. From taking singing lessons, not in the choir yet, to testing the waters as a stand-up comic, harder than it looks, to preaching, you be the judge. She's currently pursuing a certificate in spiritual direction from SMU's Perkins School of Theology. Laura has been a UU since 1977 and serves in various volunteer roles at Horizon UU Church in Carrollton. Our Sunday service is a shared time of worship for all present. Let us come together in a spirit of compassion and respect for ourselves and others attending this service. We are here to remember how we can live, to remember who we are, and to create how we will be. We especially welcome those who are visiting today. If you haven't yet done so, please sign in at the visitors table by the front door, where you can be placed on our mailing list to receive weekly emails and the monthly newsletter. Before we continue on to worship, there are some announcements. I'm going to ask Dean and Joe to come up to the front, but while they are coming up, I'll tell you about our annual water communion and t-shirt day is next week. In this service, we share water from somewhere that has meaning to you, and we wear a t-shirt supporting a cause near and dear to your heart. Water will be available. When you add water to the All People's Church waters, you have the opportunity to tell us a sentence or two about the cause you are lifting up. At the end of service, the water we have collected will represent our shared values as we start the new year. Joe or Dean?
Hello. All right. Hello, I am Dean. I am head of the Children and Youth RE Committee. So our programming starts unofficially on the last Sunday of August and officially on the first week of September. And I want to share the opportunity to work with the great kids in our congregation. We are doing a new structure focused on our UU values, emphasizing learning how to live them and connecting with our church community. In order to make our vision a reality for RE this year, we have to have volunteers in the classroom. What we're asking for is an hour of your time. The lesson plan is already prepared with time breakdowns and activities. All they need are guides to facilitate learning and to keep them safe. For our younger age group, each week is a different type of lesson. First weeks are stories and activities, second weeks are music, third are crafts, and the fourth weeks are practical application. This pattern will be repeating through this year, with each month focusing on a value in order to promote consistency. Every step of the routine is laid out for you. Our youth program is still in development, but currently our plan is to do coming of age. This program is designed to integrate our teens into the congregation, develop their spirituality, and grow their passions. Volunteers help us to offset the cost to run a program like this, but there's a more important reason. It's not that one day these kids might grow up to be members of the church. These kids are part of our congregation now, and many of them genuinely want to participate. It's important that they have the opportunity to connect with their fellow members, and part of our responsibility is to make that space for them. We don't need huge commitments. Once a month, once every other month could be the difference between success and failure of this program. I know there's a lot of things in the church that need volunteers, but this is not something we can ignore. Our children are gifts to our community, and we need to honor that. If you're interested, there will be sign-up sheets in the lobby after service, and we run background checks, which are no cost to you. No part of the program is any cost to you at all. We in the RE committee have worked really hard on raising the standard for this program, and we are really excited for this year. I know if we come together, we can make this a fantastic one for our kids. Thank you for your time.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm really grateful to be here with you today, and I want to thank you all for your thoughts and prayers, because it meant a lot to me. But anyway, why I'm really here. It's not the second Sunday, but last Sunday we had a memorial. So this Sunday, I am, as usual, begging for dollars for our Don't Forget to Feed Me campaign, which goes to help low-income families and shut-ins make sure that their four-legged friends and companions don't end up at the Humane Society or in the streets. I want you guys to know that last month, your generosity raised $193 for Don't Forget to Feed Me. That is an amazing amount of dog and cat food. You guys are awesome. So anyway, if you have $1 or $2 to spare today, I will be available during coffee hour. Just say, hey, Joe, I've got $1 or $2 to give you for Don't Forget to Feed Me, and I'll be happy to put it into the envelope. Once again, I want to thank every one of you for your generosity over these past almost 6 years that we have been supporting this amazing cause. You guys are terrific. I love you all. You're the best family anybody could ask for. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Lori.
You're welcome. And Patrick also has an announcement.
Yes, since I'm sitting in the middle and it's hard to get up and back without making people move, I am the disembodied voice coming from the box. At any rate, we're having another movie matinee this Saturday, the 23rd. I know there's a lot going on, but we need to decide what we're going to show. And the reason there's a hat with note paper, there's a black hat with a note paper, and that you can put your movie titles in. And the only thing that I ask is, if you're not going to be there, please don't make a suggestion until you can be there. And then we would love to have your suggestions. At any rate, this Saturday, the 23rd at 3:30 in Jagger's Parlor, we will be drawing names out of the black hat, and I will post it to the group that is on our text list, group text list. And if you would like to be included on our text list, that's hard to say, text list. Please write your name down and your telephone number where we can send you a text. So I hope to see not all of you, we couldn't fit you in there, but those of you who can make it, please show up and share the movie with us on Saturday. Thank you very much.
And now, please settle comfortably for our musical prelude.
In the words of Rebecca Savage, welcome, beloveds, welcome. We come to spiritual community this morning with many hopes in our hearts. The hope for inspiration, the hope for comfort, the hope for renewal. In this time and space, may inspiration water our thirsty souls. In this time and space, may comfort blossom in the gardens of our hearts and bring us sweet relief. In this time and space, may renewal course through us, as electric as a surge of energy, as serene as a nourishing meal, as contagious as joy, and bring us vitality and rejuvenation. May our time together honor all the hopes we hold within. May our time together bless us with the gifts of inspiration, comfort, and renewal. Come, let us worship together.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the chalice lighting, opening hymn, and spoken affirmation. Our chalice lighting words were written by Dale Hudson. This is a house of reflection and contemplation, of joy and sorrow, friendship, sharing, and laughter. We light this chalice in remembrance of what we have been and in the hope of what we may become. Please join now in singing our hymn of the month, our opening hymn, number 368, Now Let Us Sing. Please join in our affirmation. The words are in the order of service and also projected on the screens. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covet with one another. You may be seated. The young and young at heart are now invited to come forward for our time for all ages here at the chancel.
Good morning. How are you all doing today? Do we have any other smaller people? Yay, come on in. My name is Laura. I am here today as your worship. Oh, I have a snow globe, yes. Just a minute. I'll tell you what it's for in a sec. So, how many of you were paying attention? Like, you guys just walked in. How many of you were paying attention when you're sitting in church? Are you doing a good job, like, paying attention? It's okay if you're not. I'm trying. Yes. So sometimes when you're not paying attention, what's happening? What's happening to your head? What's going on up there? Lots of things. Like, do you ever stare out the window and go, "Oh, look, there's a bird"? Oh, like series you like manga or TV or like a book you're reading or something like that? Oh, so you're thinking about Minecraft YouTube sometimes. Like sometimes I'm thinking about a book I've read, right? Anybody else thinking about something? How about you, Spider-Man?
What you think about? What pops up when you get distracted? Hey, there you go.
Dragon Riders. I don't even know about Dragon Riders. That sounds cool. It's also in episodes. Okay, cool. So when you're thinking about other things, when something else is going on, is that being mindful? No. What does it mean to be mindful? What do you think? Yes. When you notice what is happening around you, right? You focus more deeply, and then you can improve in things like, right? If you're thinking about, my son's a tennis player, and if he's thinking about his chemistry test, is he able to hit the ball very well? No. Or if he's thinking about, oops, I screwed up that last point, is he able to hit the next ball very well? No. So when you're mindful, it's going to help you improve in what you're doing, right? What you're doing in that moment, right? And we always do better when we pay attention to what we're doing. Now, let's look at the snow globe. What's happening in this snow globe? Yeah. And this one has a funny little, well, it's kind of a fairy angel-y creature in there, right? And I don't even know what's down below, a little house, right? When the glitter in the water gets stirred up, it makes it all cloudy. So when it settles, what happens? Yeah? It is a giant fairy that somehow, got magical fairy. So when it's all stirred up, it's all fuzzy, right? And this is what happens when we're not focused, right? We're thinking about all kinds of different particles floating through there. And when the sand settles and becomes clear again, your mind is like that, right? When we get caught up in our thoughts and emotions, it can be difficult to see clearly, which impacts our perception, right? Sometimes we're thinking about all kinds of stuff that may or may not be real, and then we can get all like off our weight. That's when you should go that's a great thing to do, right? So it can impact what we do in our decisions. And even now, it's taken a while to get that to settle, right? Sometimes it takes a while for your brain to settle. So we're going to try something real quick while that settles. Now notice what you're feeling in your body. Anybody feeling anything interesting in their body? What are you feeling? Happy to be here. Great. How does that feel in your body? Like, is that in your heart? Is that in your head? Is it in your feet? In your heart. That's cool. So we're going to try something. Close your eyes. I'm going to ring. Everybody in the audience can participate, please. So you're going to close your eyes, and I'm going to ring the bell. And you're going to listen until the sound, you can wait just a second. I'll tell you when to close your eyes. Sorry. When the sound goes away, I want you to raise your hand. So what we're going to do is just really focus on the sound, because it lasts for just a second. Oh, yeah, we noticed on that sound, right? Okay, ready? So everybody's going to listen. And these younger people's ears are much better than our older people's ears, so they're going to hear it way longer than we are. Okay, ready? Close your eyes. Oh, wait till it goes away. Can you still hear it? Okay, all right. So what happens to you when you were really focusing on listening to that? Did you feel different? Yes, you were really focused on that. So this is one of those tricks you can use when your brain is like going crazy. You what? You did what? You did feel other things? Did you notice the sound, or were you thinking, uh-oh, should I do this right? How did you do this? Okay, so maybe this... You kids are the smartest kids ever. But you're right, you can focus on a lot of things, but so we have to teach our brain to stay focused on one thing. So sometimes I will do this in my house and ring this bell, and Well, but if I've got too much going on and particularly it's making me super excited, yes, I use this to stop stimulating myself, right? Oh, the bell stimulated you. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, maybe this isn't the right technique for you, right? Well, listening to the bell is an example of being mindful and paying attention to what's happening around you. When you notice what is happening around you, it can help you calm down when you're sad, angry, or frustrating. Mindfulness helps you deal with tough emotions, and mindfulness can make you happy and help you feel good sometimes, right? When we're mindful, we can find little bits of hope all around us, in the sound of the bell, in a friend's smile, and the way the light comes through the windows. Being present helps us collect all these little hopes. All right, so now we're going to sing you out. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Our offertory words are from Erica Hewitt. The offering that we take each Sunday isn't just a stale habit. It's an opportunity to recommit to this place and to this people. Our offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something we value. With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. May our offering help us practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation as tools to empower our mission. It is our custom to share the undesignated cash offerings that are collected each week. We do this on a quarterly basis, charitable organization. Our current Share the Plate recipient is Eastside Community Assistance, also known as Eastside Ministries. If you prefer, donations can be made using the QR code that is on the back of the order of service. The offering will be accepted. Will the ushers and the choir please come forward?
The Gates of Hope by Victoria Stafford. Our mission is to plant ourselves at the gates of hope, not the prudent gates of optimism, which are somewhat narrower, nor the stalwart, boring gates of common sense, nor the strident gates of self-righteousness, which creak on shrill and angry hinges. People cannot hear us there. They cannot pass through. Nor the cheerful, flimsy gates of everything is going to be all right. But a different, sometimes lonely place, the place of truth-telling about your own soul first of all, and its condition. The place of resistance and defiance. The piece of ground from which you see the world, both as it is, and as it could be, and as it will be. The place from which you glimpse not only struggle, but joy in the struggle. And we stand there, beckoning and calling, telling people what we are seeing, asking people what they see.
At this time in our service, we give pause to honor and to give time and attention to those things most important to us. We gather here for healing and for peace in our hearts and in the world, and honor our time together with the shared stories and news from the congregation. Each week there is a journal outside the entrance to the sanctuary where you can write a message of memory or hope. We honor those messages by lighting 3 candles here next to our chalice. Also, at any time during our service, you are welcome to come forward and light a candle in our meditation center here at the side of the chancel. Today, from our Book of Memory and Hope, we include the following. This is from Dale's husband. His mother went to the hospital for a heart condition this past week. And he didn't write this down, but he said she's doing okay, but that it was scary. Yeah, that would be best. We arrive from singular rooms. We arrive from different points of view. We arrive from a common longing in our hearts to reach out and touch one another. We arrive with a common passion for justice and love to prevail. Let us now pause for a few moments of quiet meditation to hold and uplift the sorrows and celebrations, both spoken and unspoken among us. And then Misha will lift our hearts with music.
When I was a child, my grandfather was larger than life. And by larger than life, I mean that. He was shaped a bit like Jabba the Hutt. Wide and lumpy, with a large belly and droopy pants. Although I don't remember Jabba wearing pants. He had a comb-over hairstyle because he was balding, and a glass eye due to an accident when he was born. I found him delightful. I got goosebumps saying that. Now that you have that visual, you might wonder how Grandpa Carl fits into this sermon on hope. You see, Grandpa Carl came to mind because he was an optimist. Not in how he spoke or behaved that I recall, but as a real-life member of the Optimist International Club, an organization that has 1,200 chapters today in the U.S. and around the world, a few more around the world. He had multiple copies of the Optimist Creed on little plaques in his house in Silver Lake, Ohio. As a small child, I didn't really know what an optimist was. It was a big word for a little girl, and perhaps too nuanced to understand when you're young. And my grandfather died before I was old enough to really understand his relationship with optimism. As I started to dive into my ideas for this sermon, I started thinking about the difference between optimism and hope. And I ran across this idea. Some people are born more optimistic. They're just born with a sunny personalities, and they always think everything's going to turn out okay, like Tigger in Winnie the Pooh. Others are Eeyore. Do you know some Eeyores? More pessimistic, with a cloud hanging over them and a negative view of the world. And that's just in the mysteries and miracles of heredity and genetics. The thing about hope is that it's something that anybody can choose. You can be an optimist or a pessimist, but hope is a decision. Hope is a decision. That really resonates with me. I want to thank you for having me here today. As a layperson, I always get a little nervous preaching. What do I know that I can share with you this Sunday morning that you might find helpful, that you might take away this week and go about your living lives the best way you know how? So Grandpa Carl and the idea of hope came to mind because it is what I need right now. In August of 2025, when it's hot outside and the world is messy and chaotic, I realize that these days I might be waking up more a pessimist than an optimist. And so what I need is hope. A way to think about it, a way to choose it, a way to believe in it. So what do I mean by hope? Honestly, that has taken me a while to figure out. It's easier to start with what hope is not. It is not despair. It is not impatience. It is not pessimism or cynicism. It is not procrastination or suffering. It is not suffering, but hope has roots in suffering. Suffering is often a catalyst that transforms hope from mere wishful thinking into resilience that allows us to find meaning and joy, even in dark times. Perhaps the easiest way to define hope is to think of it in light of hopelessness, which I know is cheating because I use the word hope in it, but bear with me. Hopelessness is a feeling. It goes hand in hand with depression, that deep, dark feeling in your heart and soul that when things are bad and there's no way out and the future is evil and there will never be joy or light. And it is that feeling, the one of hopelessness, that made me choose this topic for today. Because hope is a choice. And I don't want to choose hopelessness. I want to choose hope. So I need to tackle the harder part of this message. What is hope and why am I advocating for it? Is it a naive waste of time and energy? After all, in the mighty words of the British in Ted Lasso, it's the hope that kills you. Czech dissident, poet, and statesman Václav Havel said, "Hope transcends the world that is immediately experienced and is anchored somewhere between its horizons. Hope is not the same as joy that things are going well, but rather an ability to work for something because it is good, not just because it stands a chance to succeed. Because it is good, not just because it stands a chance to succeed. Think about that right now as we await what's next. Hope matters because, as author Mark Manson reminds us, hope is a psychological stabilizer. It protects our well-being from stressful events. Hope is a way of thinking. It is a state of being, an action, a practice. And unlike optimism, hope is a verb. Andrew Greeley, an American Catholic priest, sociologist, and journalist, said, "The hopeful person, then, is one who survives because he believes in survival. He lives because he believes in life. And he celebrates because he believes he has something to celebrate, worth celebrating." Hopelessness does not preclude discouragement, disillusion, frustration. It does not preclude bitterness and cynicism. Hopelessness does not mean that we do not fall, but it does mean that we get up and walk on. Hope is not an emotion, but it involves our emotions, and it involves taking action. Hope is also an acknowledgement that life is constantly changing. And as the title of one of the podcasts that I consulted in developing this message, hope is a muscle, one that can be strengthened. Krista Tippett, author and the host of a On Being podcast, feels so strongly about hope that she's developed a free online class, if you will, with journal entries and various podcast perspectives. You can find it at onbeing.org. In one of those lessons, Krista reminds us that hope is a choice. She says, "In the face of profound, reasonable despair, it is a calling. It is a practice, a muscle, and like any muscle, it can be flexed and strengthened. It looks the world full on, it looks reality in the face, and it refuses to accept that things have to be this way. In this way, hope is an act of resistance. It is an active way to live your life, not ignoring what is going on, but allowing yourself to work towards making it better, if only in your attitude." Australian musician Nick Cave says, "Unlike cynicism, hopefulness is hard-earned, makes demands upon us, and often feels like the most indefensible and lonely place on earth. Hopelessness is not a neutral position," he says. "It is adversarial. It is the warrior emotion that can lay waste to cynicism. Each redemptive or loving act, smiling at a stranger, tying someone's shoe, as small as you like, keeps the devil down in the hole. Hope says the world and its inhabitants have value and are worth defending. It says the world is worth believing in. In time, we come to find that this is so." So how do we find hope when hope is hard to find? When I sat down to write about this topic, I not only thought about what would resonate this summer, I also wanted to share some practical advice. What is hope? Why does it matter? And how do I find it? I hope that you leave this morning with a plan, a reason to be hopeful, and a way to find hope when hope is hard to find. And that plan starts with language. Language matters. Ocean Vuong, a Vietnamese poet, says, "We often tell our students the future is in your hands, but I think the future is actually in your mouth. You have to articulate the world you want to live in," he said. The podcast goes on in this, he said it in this podcast that I was mentioning earlier. The invitation here is pretty simple. It is, first of all, to pay really close attention to the words you use, the words you engage, and the worlds these words are actively bringing into life, into being and sustaining. To imagine the possibility of building a vocabulary of strength and possibility of life, a vocabulary that makes the conditions more likely for what is life-giving and redemptive. Another way to say this is choosing words for the life you want to live. Words like love, joy, kindness, beauty, cooperation, bridge, heartening, encouraging, friendship, delight. You choose the words that have meaning to you and that to help you access hope in your heart and in your soul. The second is to be present, which we talked about with the kids this morning. One of the things that struck me as I did my deep dive into hope is the idea that life is constantly changing. We do not know what is going to happen, good, bad, hopeful, or despairing. It is easy to take on the pain of the world, catastrophizing, and think about the what ifs. But that doesn't serve us well, and it doesn't serve the world. When we stay present, we preserve our energy and clarity to act skillfully when action is needed. We can respond to injustice from a place of strength rather than of despair, with a sense that we work for something just because it is good, not because it will succeed, as Václav Havel said. That's why the practice of staying in the moment is so important and why it helps keep calm the anxious. Am I okay right now? The Buddha knew this. He knew that the past is gone and the present. He knew the past is gone, the future is not here yet, and the only thing we can focus on is the present. As a UU, I'm sure you've heard this before. You may have even attended a mindfulness or meditation class, which reminds us we are here right now and able to be present. Any number of horrible or wonderful things may happen. We honestly don't know. Dwelling on the past or worrying about the future leads to dissatisfaction and anxiety, while living in the present allows one to experience life fully and make skillful choices. To be hopeful, stay in the present. My third thought on finding hope is to create something, anything, a painting, a quilt, a sweater, cooking some food for your family or yourself, writing, singing a song as this lovely choir did a minute ago, baking a cake, whether for yourself or to share with others, creating is an act of hope, a way to express yourself. It shows that you love life enough that you want to participate in it fully. Creativity is a powerful expression of how you see the world and is part of the fabric of what it means to be human. And that is hopeful. Fourth is community. Being in a community gives us hope. You are all here today, sitting in this UU church, not out of fear that God is going to strike you down if you don't go to church, but my guess is because you have a desire for connection with like-minded people and that you want to follow a faith with love at its center. Your mission statement at this church uses the words hope. At All Peoples Unitarian Universalist, we offer hope through service and connection we share. We embrace the transforming power of awe and seek joy for living our values. What a lovely statement. A good reminder that we can always access the power of awe and joy, regardless of what is going on around us. When in community, we find hope in creating and following a mission, in sharing our dreams, our fears, our suffering, our grief. The hope that lives in your church community is one of cooperation, that you will work together to help one another and to live better lives. In community, we share our struggles, hear each other's stories, and are reminded that we are not alone. Through singing together in worship, participating in small groups, we are connected and less alone in a way I find hopeful, and I hope you do too. Finally, I want to share what I'd like to think of as a fundamental truth. When I started to write this sermon based on the outline I had worked on several weeks ago, I saw I had written fundamental truths and I panicked. I was like, wait, what the heck are these? And in an existential way, I thought, do I even have fundamental truths? Isn't that why I'm a UU? After taking a few breaths, I remembered my truths, and I hope that you will find these hopeful. I believe that people are fundamentally good and kind. I believe in the inherent worth and dignity of all people. I believe, despite the bad actors, humanity will prevail. I believe joy and suffering go hand in hand, and both are part of the human condition. I also believe we are in tumultuous times, marked by human suffering, anger, fear, injustice, and outrage. And this has happened throughout history many times. Adrienne Marie Brown calls it a battle of imagination in her book, Pleasure Activism. And that really struck me, a battle of imaginations. I believe that we are in an imagination battle, she says, and almost everything about how we orient toward our bodies is shaped by fearful imaginations. Imaginations that fear blackness, brownness, fatness, queerness, disability, and difference. Our radical imagination is a tool for decolonization, for reclaiming our rights to shape our lived reality. Right now, the negative imagination is shaping that reality. And I'm not so naive to think that we can imagine our way out of the mess that we're in. But imagination is where we start. Language is part of that imagination, as is creativity and community. This process is where we must start. And it gives me hope, based on history, that things will change. After all, change is also a fundamental truth. I want to end with the words of American historian and World War II veteran Howard Zinn. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness. When we choose to emphasize, what we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of the world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presence. And to live now, as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory. May it be so. Now we're going to sing one of my favorite UU hymns. Come sing a song with me. Sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll give you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll give a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll give you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll ring a song of love and a home in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know you're mine. blows in the winter time.
Our chalice extinguishing words were written by Adam Slate. Be kind, be brave, be just, be merciful, be hopeful. This is how we keep the chalice flame burning until we are together again to light it anew.
Go in hope, for the arc of the universe is long, and we can bend it towards justice. Go in courage, for together we have the strength to confront injustice in our daily lives and the larger world. Go in love, because the holy and generous love is both the reason and the means by which we transform our lives. Maybe so. Thank you. Join us for